Hello there. Here are some sunshine, and now I am walking above this beautiful, huge lake in Lithuania, and I love to spend my time in nature, to meditate around the lakes. It feels very expansive, very calming, and I feel that in general, in this situation in our world of that coronavirus and so on, it is like a wake-up call for humanity to reconnect to nature, to be more friendly with our mother nature, our mother earth. But now I will take this opportunity to speak more deeply about the transformation which is going on in this day and age in our collective. So I want to bring more clarity on that process. So first of all, we can see that in our history humanity created a lot of limitations, a lot of suffering, a lot of fear, a lot of forgetfulness of our more expanded multi-dimensional nature, our spiritual nature. So there was huge accumulation of darkness, so to speak, in our civilization. And now, as we can also obviously see, more and more people starts to wake up. More and more people starts to become interested in spiritual topics, and a lot of symbology, astrology also shows us that this is something new that is happening now in our history, because we finally choose to transform all those limitations. We choose to ascend our consciousness, and also, as you probably already familiar with, the concept of bringing heaven to earth. So I see that that ascension, also very familiar, so-called ascension process, and bringing heaven to earth, which would seem like descension process, is very, very interconnected. And now I will explain how. So first of all, as I said, we start to become interested in spiritual topics. We find some information and apply it to some degree. We start various practices, various experimentations with our consciousness and so on. So when with that uplifted awareness, light of awareness, we can see more clearly our created and sustained for a long time limiting beliefs, limiting belief systems, unconscious, subconscious feelings of lack and separation. So I see that at the root of our all suffering there is just these two ideas of some kind of lack and separation, that it goes hand in hand, because I am separate from each other, I am separate from earth, I am separate from life, and so I am lacking, I am not good enough, then I need to force myself, I need to prove myself, and so on and so on. It goes in cycles of self-limitation to a degree of self-destruction, and when we bring our consciousness to those beliefs, then we can see that is this only beliefs. We are not facts about ourselves and life. So it even starts to seem funny, silly. It starts to not make any sense to us, because how I really can be separate, how I really can be lacking, if there is only one infinite, unconditionally loving, unconditionally supporting universe, existence. And when we transform those beliefs, and also in the contrast, in the opposition of those false beliefs about ourselves, we can know ourselves more deeply, more brightly. So we transform this huge darkness into the light. So all the fear is transformed into love. All the suffering transformed into light of wisdom. And we no longer function by the rules of reward and punishment, which is based on fear. We start to motivate and inspire ourselves through love, through wisdom, and then we can ascend even more. So yeah, that ascension and descension process is going like this. We uplift our consciousness, we breathe in our spirit, our inspiration, and when we applying that, bringing that light, bringing that love of our true nature to this earth, it starts to feel natural, that inner calling to inspire and be inspired, and inspire and be inspired, and go into deeper connection with our earth, to go into spiritual connection to earth spirit, to go in spiritual connection with each other, and start to develop telepathic network. And when we naturally feel inspiration to be in service to others and to be available to others, So that allows us to have a firm ground to rise even higher, like trees, like those trees that can go very high. They also have very, very deep roots on the earth. So we are deepening our connection with this physical reality, and at the same time we are growing up into more and more awareness of our spiritual nature, more expanded awareness of our multidimensional nature. So yeah, it goes like that. You descend, upgrade, then ascend, then descend on that level that is already upgraded, and when you upgrade it, update it, that again, and then you go even higher. So it always goes higher. We are ascending together with this physical reality, with this earth, and it is beautiful process. Yes, it is first time in our known history that we are doing this shift. And when we will start to feel less and less separation between our physical selves and higher selves, because there is actually no separation, no real separation. It is only illusion of separation, only relative separation that we are creating in our perception. And it is not bad. It is just a tool to separate things in our perception, so we can navigate, we can create the space-time experience, we can create some good things with that, both positive and negative energy. It only gets bad, so to speak. We can only create suffering through actually believing in that separation and not knowing that this is just an illusion. It is just a dream. Yes, this physical reality is the dream of our souls. And when we are aware that we are those infinite beings that are dreaming this collective dream, then we can start to dream more lucidly, more expansively. We can start to dream big, as we say. So yes, let's start to dream bigger. Let's not separate ourselves from our true unconditional love nature. And yeah, that infinite creatorhood. Let's go create something amazing, something fantastic in this life together. And I had very strong belief in separation and that inner conflict between wanting to be here and not wanting to be here, being afraid of life and at the same time being afraid of death. So it took a while for me when I realized that and I gone through a series of deep transformational and healing processes. So now I feel more centered in this eternal now moment. And yeah, it feels amazing. It feels alive. It feels transformational, but at the same time very stable. When you really realize that everything, all infinity of yourself is right here and now. And you as that infinite self actually want to be here where you are. It is perfect. We just need only to stop and realize that actually now. Just get it. If you feel some suffering, for example, in your daytime or even in your nighttime, when you are having dark nights of the soul, you can stop, accept that emotion, and allow that emotion, that feeling, that suffering to guide you into its source, into that belief. Acknowledge those beliefs. If you feel some form of suffering, it means you still hold to unconscious belief that you are separate, that you are lacking something. And sometimes, yeah, we need to return to this realization again and again and again until we really unbind and uproot those deep beliefs that was generated over the course of our history. So these beliefs can feel very solid and very real, and for many of us, first, it is usually challenging to believe that alternative reality of harmony, peace, love it can be more real than our suffering and ignorance and fear. But we are accelerating in this process every day, and this video is also another sign of that acceleration. And so I just encourage you to really enlighten those beliefs. Keep your light of your awareness. Go deep into yourself, and just know that everything you will find, all of those ideas that feels bad, is not inherently truth. It is just ideas, and beyond them you will find that inner truth that is always calling you, and that feels so good that you don't want to change anything about yourself, and just from that comes real inspiration, real genuine benevolence of your true infinite nature. So, for now, that's it. And wish you the best.